So I am peaceful is about being in that place of peace, because when we are stressed and frustrated, it brings us down into a low frequency. It brings us down into a frequency where you don't trust. You don't believe that something is going to happen. You don't believe that impossibilities. You don't trust that what you're asking for is yours already. So I am peaceful is about coming to that place inside yourself, because peace isn't something, it's not like Melissa has written, my husband to get a job, stressed out. So it's not when your husband gets a job that now all of a sudden you have peace, because there'll be something else that comes up that takes you away from peace. And then there'll be something else that comes up that takes you away from peace. Peace isn't something outside of yourself that gives you the peace. Peace is something inside of you. It's part of you. And it's about connecting to that part of yourself so that you're able to bring that version out that then lets go of the frustration, because that is low frequency. I am peaceful is on one side of the watch, and on the other side of the watch is I feel good. And under the watch it says Stephen, a memorial. And under that is the H. So if I did it like this, it would be like, for this timekeeping, for this waiting for something to happen, instead of waiting for this thing to happen, meditation is good. I am peaceful. Bring yourself to that place of peace. And it's not something you look for within yourself, because it's already you. So it's just connecting to that part of you. It's not something you have to look for within yourself. You have the I feel good. Listen to music. Music is very helpful to creating a high frequency, because music itself is a high frequency. We have the Stephen, a memorial. This for me is like something that you are focused on from somebody that's passed. For me, this memorial, as a collective, it's like a vision board. When you have a memorial of something, it's to remember something. It's to remember somebody, actually. So it's like every time you look at this thing, it brings you to this person. This for me, in context with what I'm talking about and the messages that have come out, is like a vision board. You have, so I'll use you, Melissa, because you've commented. So you have put that about your husband getting a job, and this is relevant to any of you in whichever context it makes sense. So you have put about your husband not having a job. So the memorial would be, how does it feel for your husband to have a job? Because he's had a job before and you felt some way about it. How was that feeling? Or what would it feel like if he had the most amazing job? You too, Flying Dragon, have a beautiful day. What would it feel? Amazing. So connect to that feeling. Connect to the job being there. Have like a little vision board of all of the things that you feel towards what it is that you're manifesting. So if it's a job, what does that feel like? Put all these feelings on a vision board. Every time you feel stressed, go and look at that vision board and sit with it and bring yourself to the feelings of what it conveys. If you want to travel, put whatever it is that you're wherever it is that you want to travel, and put that on your vision board. If it's that you want a partner, then put all the things that you love about relationships on your vision board. Whatever it is, but create something that allows you, a physical thing that allows you to be able to see it. So you're able to bring yourself back to that place of no longer looking at time, but focused on the feeling good, focused on the peace, focused on what it is that you're bringing into your world. I will try that. I will try that is like, I will do this, but I'm not very confident in how it will work. I'm not really sure that it will help with my anxiety. I'm not really sure that this is what's going to help me. I'm a bit doubtful that it's going to work. I will try is an idea that you have doubts already before you've even begun. So I will do this, or I am doing this. I am doing this, because I am is from this, I am in the here and now, the sperm well. It's an affirmation that this is what you're putting energy into from this moment forward. This is what you're putting energy into. You're not focusing on what has been. You're not focused on what it is that you have in your reality at this moment that is creating all of these anxiety or whatever emotions are going through. Feeling vulnerable with the slug exposed. It's not about focusing on what has been within your reality of what you're seeing now, but about what is it that you're bringing forward into your world, and focusing on what you're bringing into your world, because then what are you doing? Then you are creating. Creative. It's getting creative. This is kind of giving me the vibe of the Yeti. It's like see beyond your reality kind of message. It's this idea that if you keep looking at your reality, then the way that you feel remains the same. The thoughts that you have remain the same. So it means that everything that you're then bringing into your life is always kind of more or less the same, because you're not having that many different thoughts about your reality. If you view your reality of what you want your reality to be rather than what it is at this moment, then what you're doing is you're sending out to the universe, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is how I feel about what I want, and it all feels good. And then the universe has the opportunity then to start bringing things into your world that create that new reality. But it cannot create that new reality without you putting energy into that new reality. If you keep putting energy into what has been, then it means that you're going to keep recreating what has been. We've got the Stacey. Embrace your inner child. That inner child is the one telling you, I can't have this, I can't have that, this doesn't work for me, that doesn't work for me. It's that place that you're going to be working from that has the trauma. And that place that has the trauma is that healing work that needs to be done. So embrace your inner child is about giving, when you hear, for example, you said, I will try that. Another thing that's kind of the Jack energy for me. Another thing that the Jack energy says is, I can't. We've got the bell. And in my mind, it's like when you're listening to yourself and you're in the here and now and you're listening to yourself and you hear the I can't or I try or I need, any lackful kind of words, for me, it's like ring that bell. Let that bell ring in your mind to bring your awareness to where your thoughts are going. Bringing your awareness to the fact that you are now thinking in a low frequency way, that you are thinking from a lackful way. And when you're bringing your attention to that place, now you can think consciously. So what is it that I want to be thinking? What is it that I should be putting my focus into? Where do I want to be putting my energy? Where do I want to be putting my emotions? What will serve me better if I'm thinking of this or this? What works better for me? Vibrant nonconformist kind of goes along with that, because society has a certain way of thinking, and to get out of the way of society's thinking means you have to think in a different way. You have to act in a different way. You have to behave in a different way. You have to see yourself in a different way. And we have been seeing ourselves in this particular way for a long time, the way that we think, the way that you feel. So this is about now coming outside of that box and having that different perspective, being able to see from a different point of view, so that you're able to walk to a different future, because you're not dragging your past forward with you. Heal the world. Yeah, anybody listening to this at this moment will be a light worker with Heal the World. Heal the World is about doing your light work. When you're focused on sharing your light, when you're focused on creating this beautiful future for yourself and walking into that beautiful future as you're becoming, you are healing the world, because if you stop time watching, I'm using that because it's here. If you stop time watching, it means that you're not in a frustrated place. You're not waiting for anything. You have faith and trust. Faith and trust is very different to impatience and frustration. They're very different energies, no? So when you're putting energy into your faith and trust, it means that you're working from a place of light. You're working from a place of peace. You're working from the place of feeling good. You're working from a high frequency. When you feel good, the collective feels that much better. When you feel a lack of, you will feel the universe, the collective feels that much worse. Our energy plays a big part, not just to ourselves, but to the collective, to everybody. It makes a big difference how we feel. We think of ourselves because ego has us with me, myself, and I. But it's not just about ourselves. How we feel affects everybody. So when we pay attention to how we feel and where our energy is and where our frequency is, it means that we're then able to pay more attention to what we're putting energy into and how it's influencing us, our physical world, and everybody in it. So exposed is about getting to that place of that vulnerability, to be able to expose yourself. What are your thoughts? What are your emotions? What is it that you're creating, which is sitting right beside the exposed? What is it that you're creating? And work from that place of vulnerability. Work from that place of being truthful to yourself, because if you're not truthful to yourself, then that means that you're in avoidance. It means that you're suppressing. So when you're truthful to yourself and you really pay attention to what you're thinking or feeling, it means that you have then got the ability to be able to change that feeling or thought because you're aware of it. And the fact that you're aware of it is the beginning of change. But if you have these thoughts and feelings and you're refusing to look at yourself and you're distracting yourself with anything and everything else, it means that you're then avoiding and suppressing that one thing. And by avoiding or suppressing it, where's your attention? It's on it. You cannot avoid something without paying attention to it. It's like you have a big hole in the road and you want to avoid that hole in the road. If you're turning your face away from it, how are you not going to fall in that hole in the road? You will definitely fall in that hole in the road. So it's about you paying attention to it so that you can consciously walk around it. But if you're refusing to look at it, but you're still going in that direction, then your focus will always be on it. You cannot avoid something without your focus being on it. So as much as you think that you're avoiding that hole in the road by turning your face away from it, your whole attention is going to be on it. But what if I fall in it? What if I hurt myself? What if I break my leg? How deep is it? Your whole attention would be on it. So it's about you consciously walking towards these things and being able to navigate yourself around them, because you have the awareness of self to be able to do that. We have a strong male role model here. And we have, so that is supporting you as you go through these changes. And we have I am in the here and now, which is about, like I said, paying attention to this moment, not the moment that's past. And it's not even, like, we can create for our future, but it's not really about only focusing on what it is that you're creating, because the here and now is powerful. The here and now is what's leading us to our future. So how I feel at this moment will take me to either a place that feels less than or a place that feels abundant. The here and now is the most important. It's being grateful for each and every moment that we experience, so that we're able to keep walking through our experiences with a feeling of content, a feeling of peace, a feeling of feeling good, because you're aware of what it is that you're experiencing, and you're always doing the work to create that contrasting perspective from that frustration feeling or to that feeling of what you have to be grateful about. I am in the here and now is really expressing gratitude of this moment, expressing what it is that you're grateful for this moment that leads you to where you're going. And the bell, the bell for me, it was showing itself like this moment of ringing this bell to pay attention to your thoughts and emotions. When you feel something, ring that bell. What are my thoughts and emotions at this time? Bring your awareness to yourself at that moment, any moment. As you go out, as you go throughout your day, keep bringing your attention to yourself to be able to ask yourself, how do I feel at this moment? Do I feel good? Do I feel crappy? I feel crappy. Okay, so what am I focused on that I'm feeling crappy? And what could I focus on that feels really good? And then we have the E and the H. E and the H. It comes to he, if I put them together, H and E, and we have a strong Raoul model as well. So I mean, it could just simply be another message that there is a male around you in spirit that is helping you to create these positive changes in your world, positive thought patterns, of creating new positive thought patterns, new positive emotions that you work from. It could be to do with health, with the H, creating healthy patterns. Ego, because this is coming out of ego. This is asking to move beyond the ego. Your grandmother's English name was Harry. Okay. Harry. Harry. Yeah, moving beyond your limiting beliefs of self, what you're able to create in your world, which is a healthy, well, ego for me is using your ego healthily. EH, that was how it came out, wasn't it? Using your ego healthily. How do you use your ego healthily? Ego is who we identify with within ourselves and our belief system, subconscious belief system that we walk with. That bell, like I said, is about you working from a conscious place, not the subconscious place. The subconscious place will have you doing the same things over and over and over and over and over again. The ego, an ego that's healthy, means that you're not using your ego to dictate your decisions, to make choices from your ego, because it will always make the same choices. The healthy version of the ego is using the ego to empower yourself, using the ego to make these changes, being aware of when you feel low, when you're telling yourself you can't do something, being aware of these moments and connecting to how you really feel at that moment, so that you're able to know, okay, this is the ego holding me back. This is the ego that is the embrace your inner child. This is the ego that is coming from this child version of myself that doesn't believe in itself, that doesn't believe in its potential, that doesn't believe in what it can do, that feels neglected, that needs validation, that feels abandoned, that feels whatever it is that it feels, is scared of failure, scared of whatever it is that is scared of. This is about moving beyond that version and using everything that the inner child is showing you to empower yourself with it. So when the inner child shows you that you're not worthy, you now give yourself encouragement so that you're teaching yourself that you are worthy. When your inner child shows you that you need validation from other people, you offer that validation to yourself so that you are lifting yourself up, you're feeling more confident, you're not relying on other people for your worth, for you to feel useful, for you to feel like you're here to serve others, but you're here to serve yourself, and in addition that leads to serving others. But it's not just about you ignoring yourself and then serving others. And then trusting yourself. trusting yourself, trusting your decisions, trusting the intuition that comes through you. These are all like light worker energy, which is the heal the world. This light worker energy, and it's using your child self to show you the lower frequency and the trauma that it has from lower frequency, and then using what it's showing you to offer yourself the duality of it. So the inner child will show you, you can't trust yourself, you have to trust other people, because that's its trauma. So it's showing you to give yourself that trust instead of relying on other people to trust in. Not to say you can't trust in other people, but learn to trust yourself first. The Queen, like I said, is not needing validation from somebody else, but you having that security within yourself. And the Jack is about you giving yourself the confidence, the encouragement, the cheerleading that you can give yourself, rather than needing that from somebody else. And you give it very nicely, all of them. The Jack, you're very good, you're very kind. The Queen, you're very caring. The King, you trust what people say. They're teaching you, be kind to yourself, be caring towards yourself, and trust what you say. All the contrast. And it's allowing yourself to be in that vulnerable position so that you can really be honest with yourself about what you are here to learn. But you can't learn it unless you're honest with yourself about what it is that you're here for, about what it is that you really experience in your world and your perspectives, because unless you question your perspectives, nothing can change.